Welcome to Gamecock Insider. I'm your host, Andy Demetra. From Jacksonville to Nashville, South Carolina is officially in the grip of March Madness. Tonight, the Gamecock men look to see if their name is called for the first time in 12 years for the NCAA tournament. If so, they'll continue a season that's already full of sellouts, highlights, and plenty of memorable moments. We begin Gamecock Insider with a special look back at a special regular season for South Carolina basketball.
I think the fans are going to be pleasantly surprised with how well they're going to do this year.
Cobb with the finish. Alexander stuffed by Mackey. Thornwell for a three. Oh, that was pretty. Silva with authority. Rejected by Hakevicius. Back-to-back threes, and the Gamecocks stretch the lead to double digits. Jamal Gregory to the rack.
There you go.
And the Gamecocks are rolling.
Once again, it's a one-possession game. Somebody picks up Dozier, and the freshman takes it all the way in.
And Sindarius Thornwell joins the 1,000-point club for South Carolina. And Hakevicius on the finish. The South Carolina Gamecocks unblemished. 15-0 overall. Ahead to Dozier for the one-handed jam.
Carrera in transition. Yes, sir!
South Carolina's going to pull it off. Wow. Their first road win over a top 10 opponent in a decade. Carrera on a three. Yes, a silencer.
Notice is heating up. Here's the kind of run coming from a team you would expect if they're going to contend for a league title.
Eric Cobb with that big body inside, using it well.
Three defenders in the air with a nice finish.
Mackey with the finish again.
South Carolina will finish 24-7 in the regular season.
Gamecock Insider is brought to you by Coke Zero. Enjoy everything. By Colonial Life, the benefits of good hard work. And by Wild Wing Cafe. We've got just the thing to make you wild. Gamecock Insider is a production of Gamecock IMG Sports Marketing.
America's workers are passionate about building better lives for themselves and their families. Colonial Life is passionate about helping them with benefits that preserve and protect what they work so hard to build. Even if challenging times get in their way. When you need us most, we're there, and we've been there for 75 years. Colonial Life, the benefits of good, hard work.
Win the opportunity to be the next Farm Bureau Insurance fan on the field and witness pregame warm-ups from the dugout. Winners will receive 2 game tickets, pregame field passes, and autographed merchandise from head coach Chad Holbrook. Visit usccontest.com to register today. Fan on the Field is brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance. Get the membership advantage.
You've upgraded all your old technology, so what about this? It's time to get into the new with Ford. New is EcoBoost technology. New is a foot-activated liftgate. New is tougher, stronger, and lighter. New is Ford, America's best-selling brand. Now, get into a new Fusion for $179 or 0 for 60 plus 2,000 trade assist. See your Carolina Ford dealer today.
Join us every week at Wild Wing Cafe for Carolina calls from 7 to 8 p.m. Wild Wing Cafe is Columbia's home for hot wings, cold beer, and good times. Tune into Carolina calls every week and go to wildwingcafe.com for more information.
Trying to get the Arkansas Razorbacks back in this game.
And that was his first basket of the game. Thornwell in a double team. Gets it to Dobie. Lob up top for Hakevicius.
What a pass and a catch. Beautiful execution out of the trap of the pick and roll.
Ray Dobie's alley-oop to Laimonas Hakevicius. It's part of South Carolina's season-ending 76-61 win over Arkansas. That's our Sansbury. Did you see that play this week on Gamecock Insider? Welcome back. Andy Demetra joined by head coach Frank Martin. The Gamecocks capped their regular season 11-7, third place in the SEC, getting that double bye. And to get that double bye by winning on the road at Arkansas without Michael Carrera, coach, how gratifying was that to see your team circle the wagons like that, have that type of performance?
Yeah, it's Andy, when you have a quick turnaround, it's whether you win or lose the first one, it's very stressful and taxing on your team, especially emotionally and mentally more than anything. And then for us to find out in that day in between that Michael was not going to play on Saturday just made it even more emotional for us. And hats off to our guys. It wasn't a must-win game. There's only time you have must-win games is when it's postseason, and if you lose, you know your season's done. It just the next game on the schedule, and it was the last one of the season. And what we told our guys was like, we started conference play with a road win. Let's finish conference play with a road win. And hats off to our guys. They went out there and played with unbelievable confidence, unbelievable enthusiasm. And they were aggressive from the jump ball and figured out a way to get a win there.
You'd mentioned Michael Carrera. He joins John Reagan on this week's Palmetto Health Injury Report. The hip injury suffered in the home finale versus Georgia. Michael also got a tremendous recognition this week. South Carolina's first All-SEC first-team forward since joining the SEC. Man, this was coming from a guy who switched positions to the small forward this year. I can already see the smile on your face. Obviously, it means a lot to you as well to see that evolution of Michael to where he's acknowledged by your fellow peers, the SEC coaches, as a first-team All-SEC guy.
Yeah, it's sometimes you recruit five-star guys that go on and become great pros. I've been fortunate to have that. Sometimes you recruit five-star guys that just are okay. They never grow. At the end of the day, our jobs are to continue, to quote a friend of mine here in town, our jobs are to continue to improve their resumes. And the way you improve your resume is becoming better. And Mike came in here as a who knows negative star guy. And for him to leave as a first-team All-SEC player, voted on by the 13 other coaches, speaks the world as to how hard he's worked, what we take pride in as coaches, as educators, which is to help them with their growth, and then challenging them every day, and him never running away from challenges, whether it was from a player standpoint or a winning and losing game standpoint. He was always ready to go the next day.
Was not the only Gamecock to earn postseason All-SEC honors. How about Dwayne Noticer Jr., SEC Sixth Man of the Year, a guy who started all 33 games a year ago. How important was his acceptance and embracing of that sixth-man role to your team's success this year?
Yeah, it's once again just another selfless guy on our basketball team that the conversation about coming off the bench was never about making him the sixth man of the year. That would have been a selfish trick on my part to get him to accept a role that I was asking him to play. He, on the contrary, it was all about what was best for our team, and he embraced that right away and accepted his role, accepted his responsibilities, and thrived in it. And I'm so happy that I get to coach him, that he's on our team, and that he also has been rewarded by the 13 other coaches for his efforts.
And then Sindarius Thornwell, SEC All-Defensive. Sindarius for that terrific performance, 22 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists versus Arkansas, our Terminix Pest Player of the Week. And again, these are postseason honors voted upon by the league coaches, so obviously he's held in very high esteem and respect by your peers. What does Sindarius Thornwell do that makes him so maybe even underappreciated on the defensive end?
Well, Sin was a top 40 recruit nationally. He was a young man that, different than Dwayne and Michael, had other unbelievable high major schools offering scholarships. And, and he chose to stay home. He chose to represent his state school. And when he showed up here, no one ever said that he was a big-time defender. It was about how tough he was and what a gifted scorer he was. And once again, we take a lot of pride in player development, making our guys better, and being around selfless guys. Sindarius has just bought into our system from day one, offensively, and then he has grown defensively. He studies film, he takes on challenges, he's learned the technique that we teach. And when the 13 other coaches, because those are the ones that they watch film. They see the guys every single day from all 14 teams. And for them to have picked Sin as one of the top 5 defenders in our conference, once again, speaks the world of player development, how hard he's worked and how much he cares to make himself a complete player and help us win games.
Finally, Frank, in the last little time we have left, this is your first selection Sunday where you get to be part of that action, in that mix. How does it feel?
Well, I'm real proud of our guys, and I'm fingers are crossed. We're hoping that Sunday night that somehow our name goes up on the board. We feel that we're worthy of it, but we're not the ones that get to choose that. There's only one way to guarantee that, and if not, you got to depend that some folks in a room that always make great decisions include us in that party. But we're excited that we've done all this work, and excited for that moment to come and see what happens.
And that'll come up a little later on tonight. Head coach Frank Martin, thank you so much. Another coach that's off to a terrific start, Beverly Smith and Gamecock softball, 18-2 as they began this week. Brad Muller checks in with the head coach of South Carolina softball after this.
If it wasn't for the University of South Carolina, we never would have started it.
We had an idea for a new way to create digital trees for video games and movies. So we decided to start SpeedTree through the USC Technology Incubator. Now, our software has been used in more than 50 feature films.
The fact that a couple of USC grads can have such a huge impact on Hollywood and even win an Academy Award, that's what No Limits means to us.
Win the opportunity to be the next Farm Bureau Insurance fan on the field and witness pregame warm-ups from the dugout. Winners will receive 2 game tickets, pregame field passes, and autographed merchandise from head coach Chad Holbrook. Visit usccontest.com to register today. Fan on the Field is brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance. Get the membership advantage.
You've upgraded all your old technology, so what about this? It's time to get into the new with Ford. New is EcoBoost technology. New is a foot-activated liftgate. New is tougher, stronger, and lighter. New is Ford, America's best-selling brand. Now, get into a new Fusion for $179 or 0 for 60 plus 2,000 trade assist. See your Carolina Ford dealer today.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Gamecock Insider. Brad Muller joined by Beverly Smith, head softball coach here at South Carolina, and the Gamecocks starting off SEC play and going into SEC play 19-2. Not a bad start for your club. What have you learned about your team so far?
We've learned a lot. I tell you, this non-conference slate has been great. I think the one takeaway from the team is that we are really deep. I took advantage of these 21 games to really play different players in different positions. I've played with the lineup some. Gotten a lot of great experience for our freshmen. I think that's something I've taken away, is that our freshmen have really shined, and we've gotten a lot of playing time for them as well.
Well, let's talk about those freshmen. Two of your leading hitters are freshmen going into SEC play. Did you expect the 4 freshmen to have the impact that they've had right away?
You know, sometimes you never know. They were all highly recruited. I knew they were excellent softball players, but sometimes you never know how they're going to come and impact the program. So yes and no. I knew they were capable of it, but I'm really pleased with the impact they've had on us so far.
With the bat and defensively as well, they're solidifying. Not that you didn't have a good middle infield to begin with, but you've got some middle infielders. Those young kids are really pushing the older kids for playing time. That creates some nice problems for you.
And I tell you, one of the nice things that I've seen in the last 21 games is our defense. And we've turned a lot of double plays. And again, it just goes back to the depth. We've had a lot of competition at positions. We've got different options, but our defense has been really strong.
Let's talk about pitching. Obviously very important in softball. You knew you had Nikki Blue coming back. You knew what she could do. You had a hole to fill, and Jessica Elliott seems to have filled that role pretty nicely for you.
Jessica's done great. In fact, we call her Jake. So every time I refer to her, it's Jake. But she's done great, and her and Nikki in combination together have been a super duo. So a lot of times Jake will start and Nikki will close a game, or vice versa. But she's really added a tremendous value to us on the mound.
Eleni Page had a tremendous year last year. After a little bit of a slow start the first couple of games, she moves back to the top of the lineup and things seem to start working for her again. Is that just the spot where she's comfortable?
Yeah, you know, originally for me, I would have liked to seen her in the 3-hole this year, just with our personnel, and I played around with that a little bit at the beginning of the season, and decided to move her back to the top. And it seems like since she's been the leadoff batter, she's been swinging well and really getting things started off for us. So, you know, I've said that all along, you know, we go as Eleni goes, and she's really getting to her game right now.
Well, we've seen a lot of good things for South Carolina, but as SEC play begins, it gets a lot tougher. I think 9 teams were ranked in the preseason poll in SEC, and every weekend is going to be a battle. Where would you like to see your team improve?
Well, I just think in terms of consistency, probably, and what we present game in and game out. That's something that we've talked about a lot, and just, you know, focusing in the moment. But you know, that's the beauty of SEC play. This is why you signed up. It's the best league in the country. Every game we're going to play is going to be a dogfight. So I just want that consistency of play and focus from our team.
Are there any players that you'd like to get more playing time? I know it's tougher. You've been experimenting with a lot of different lineups, but is there someone where you said, geez, I've got to get this kid more at-bats or more chances?
Well, you know, that's all of them, truthfully. Everybody on my roster deserves playing time. My issue is I only get to put 10 in the lineup, and I tell you what, it's hard to get 20 people in a game. So unless they change the rules for me, but I've really tried to get more players in, and I think over our opening 20 games, I got to see a lot of people in different positions. But the nice thing for me is I have such a calm about, if someone's not doing it that day, I can make a change because somebody on my bench can take care of it.
Well, Coach, congratulations on a great start, and best of luck in SEC play.
Great, thanks, Brad.
For Coach Beverly Smith, I'm Brad Muller.
Introducing the Tex-Mex Bacon Thick Burger with fire-roasted peppers and onions, smoky Santa Fe sauce, and thick-cut bacon on a 100% Black Angus beef patty. New at Hardee's.
You can get 2 free tickets to see your Gamecocks men's basketball team take the court this season just by shopping at Buy Low. Purchase a minimum of $50 worth of groceries in one transaction and exchange your receipt at the Colonial Life Arena ticket office for 2 free tickets to a South Carolina home game. This offer is valid only while supplies last, so shop at your local Buy Low today. Britton's of Columbia has Gamecock attire for men and ladies with accessories to match from brands like Southern Tide and Smathers and Branson. Stop by Britton's of Columbia or like Britton's on Facebook.
America's workers are passionate about building better lives for themselves and their families. Colonial Life is passionate about helping them with benefits that preserve and protect what they work so hard to build. Even if challenging times get in their way, when you need us most, we're there, and we've been there for 75 years. Colonial Life, the benefits of good, hard work.
When you grow up in a place, it's not just where you're from, it's who you are. The way things are done there becomes just how they're done. And while other places are nice, none of them quite feel like home. We're proud to say we grew up in the South, where serving you best starts with a conversation. Visit us at your nearest South State location or at southstatebank.com.
People ship all kinds of things
But what if that thing is a few 100,000 doses of flu vaccine
that need to be kept at 41 degrees.
while being shipped to a country where it's 90 degrees? In the shade.
Sound hard? Yeah.
Does that mean people in Laos shouldn't get their vaccine?
We didn't think so.
From figuring it out to getting it done.
We're here to help.
Good hard work has earned Harrison O'Keefe the title of Colonial Life Academic Athlete of the Week. A member of the tennis team, O'Keefe is a sophomore retail major with a 3.464 GPA. This week's Academic Athlete is brought to you by Colonial Life. Colonial Life, the benefits of good hard work.
Championship week continues in Veterans Memorial Arena as we finally get to take a look at the top 4 seeds, including the South Carolina Gamecocks.
We need to contest all of their shots. Even when you think you're out of the play, you got to contest shots. All right, play hard, play smart, play disciplined, play like champions. Play together.
Just know when we in the press and we going through their presses, make sure you know where you're going with the ball. If you want to dribble through. But if you're receiving the pass, always meet your pass so it won't be a turnover.
Asia Dozier, three-pointer. Long 2 for Asia Dozier.
Layup from your lefty post, 6'5" post player.
In the lane, Cuevas has one player to beat. Nice feed inside to Asia Wilson. Final score, 57 South Carolina, 48 for Auburn.
I can't imagine there's anything I can say to you that you aren't already feeling. You got to go through South Carolina. Wish you the best of luck.
And the Gamecocks will control, and we're underway. Suicide steal, and that leads to an easy basket. At the other end, Kadisha Sessions lays it up and in. Tiffany Mitchell, long three-pointer and buries that, pumps her fist.
Denial in the paint.
Dribbling, getting inside, lots of contact. Elena Coates with the offensive rebound. Mobile back on, passes out of the double team, wide open. Cuevas again, why not? What an impressive performance. The best of the year for Gamecocks, 93-63.
That's what we've been working on for the last few weeks, is to sync up. But we came here for an SEC tournament championship. Put yourself in a position, don't be denied.
The championship Sunday and the finals of the SEC women's basketball tournament. Can South Carolina make it 2 in a row? Kadisha Sessions easily the other way. Dozier picked up by Chappell. Nice drop off inside to Williams. Spins away from the defense of William and lays it up and in. Beautifully done by Tiffany Mitchell. Mitchell around the screen. Three-pointer on the way and good. The moment belongs to South Carolina. Phenomenal season. Final score, 66-52. Back-to-back, looking awfully pretty to South Carolina.
Here is the 2016 Southeastern Conference Women's Basketball Tournament Championship.
And again, the Gamecocks will learn their seed and their tournament destination tomorrow night with the NCAA Women's Tournament Selection Show. Now let's look at My Carolina.
Now, Gamecocks everywhere can support their beloved university year-round at the USC Alumni Center. Our spirit capital is the place to support student learning, connect to each other, and advocate for Carolina, no matter where you are in the world. Alumni, students, faculty, staff, and fans, we are ready to welcome you home. Visit mycarolina.org and stay connected forever to thee.
Planning a brighter future is easy with Future Scholar, South Carolina's tax-deductible 529 college savings plan. The holiday season is a great time to open a Future Scholar account. It's never too early to start investing in your children's future. Learn more at futurescholar.com and let's paint their futures bright.
Win the opportunity to be the next Farm Bureau Insurance fan on the field and witness pregame warm-ups from the dugout. Winners will receive 2 game tickets, pregame field passes, and autographed merchandise from head coach Chad Holbrook. Visit usccontest.com to register today. Fan on the Field is brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance. Get the membership advantage.
Turn out the lights.
Why is all your junk in your new car? It's not junk. Thank you.
They say that all good things must end. Call it a night.
Are you kidding me?
Nissan Sentra, J.D. Power's highest-ranked compact car in initial quality. Now get a $149 per month lease plus $500 on the Nissan Sentra.
Carolina and Clemson haven't agreed on much since 1896. It's a healthy multi-sport rivalry. And this year, every head-to-head competition is part of the inaugural certified SC-grown Palmetto Series. So while Gamecocks and Tigers each support their team, we can all support local farmers by purchasing certified SC-grown products. Just look for the certified SC-grown label where you shop and follow your team at palmettoseries.com. It's a matter of taste.
Gamecock Insider is brought to you by Coke Zero. Enjoy everything. By Colonial Life, the benefits of good hard work. And by Wild Wing Cafe. We've got just the thing to make you wild. Gamecock Insider is a production of Gamecock IMG Sports Marketing.
Once again, Selection Sunday is later tonight. The South Carolina men will find out if they'll join the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2004, while the Gamecock women will learn their seed and their tournament destination tomorrow night with the NCAA Women's Tournament Selection Show. That'll wrap things up for this week. From all of us at Gamecock Productions, I'm Andy Demetra, and we'll see you next time on Gamecock Insider.